What is up, guys? It's your boy King here. Today I'm back with another video, and as you can see, we are watching 5 creepy neighbor horror stories animated. I know you guys really like my reaction to all these scary iPhone shut up. There we go. I know you guys like it when I react to all these scary videos, so I don't know why. I hate scary things, and you guys just like me being scared, I guess. Yeah, so I'm doing this in the daytime because I can't do this during the nighttime at all, or I will poop my pants. Yeah, I hate scary things. You guys really just like me watching scary things for some reason. So, as you can tell, I'm kind of stalling. So this is by Mr. Mort. It's 5 stories. So I think we're not gonna be able to watch all of it. So, I'm gonna leave a part 2. So I'm gonna make a part 2. If this gets like 15 likes, I'll make a part 2. So, all right. Let's get it.
I lived with at the time one of my best friends.
Give me 1 second. Alright. Got my glasses so now I can actually see.
Our friendship eventually started to dwindle, so she was rarely home. This night, however, she ended up staying at our place and then heading to bed pretty early. I was a server at the time, so I stayed up pretty late, usually watching YouTube and smoking pot. This night was no different than any other, except for the fact that my neighbors actually tried to kidnap me. I'll go ahead and give you some background info.
See, okay. Before this gets started, I have a story that I'm going to try to remember to tell you guys at the end. Basically, I have a crazy-ass neighbor. All my neighbors are really cool except for her. Like, she is a nightmare neighbor, dude. I hate this woman. I'm just kidding. I don't hate it. I don't hate anyone, but she definitely kind of makes life difficult.
Information on my house and my neighbors. We lived in a 3-bedroom house with 2 bedrooms and the kitchen facing the crazy neighbors. They were a younger couple living in a smaller mill house. They were constantly coming to our door asking for handouts. Now, normally I'd be really happy to help a neighbor out, but they would come over and ask for crazy things like for us to fill up an old Mountain Dew bottle with water because theirs had shut off or something, as well as for beer, and they once literally asked us for $1. They would consistently be knocking at our door to ask for help, and whenever we wouldn't answer, I would peek through the window to either see them jacking cigarette butts from the ashtray or pressing their eyeballs against the door peephole to see if they could spot us. It was really strange. Anyway, there I was smoking some weed and watching some YouTube on my couch when I then heard a knock at the door. I rolled my eyes because I knew exactly who had came knocking. It was 11 p.m. and I checked the peephole, and sure enough, it was the boyfriend right on my porch. Normally I'd just walk away and continue with my life, but he looked like he was in distress this night, so I opened the door to see what was up.
Hey, I just wanted to come over and see if you would film my engagement. I got my girlfriend a ring here in my pocket, and I need you to follow me to my backyard and film it for me.
Oh, hell no! Are you serious? Bruh, please don't tell me you actually did this. Oh my god, dude. I don't care if it's my next door neighbor. Hey, man. I need you to come record something for me. It's in my backyard. No, that sounds like a porno. I mean, shit. Anyway.
Baffled but really curious, I told him congrats and said that I'd be out in just a second and just needed to put my shoes on. I shut the door behind me, then locked it. Quickly, I ran into the back room that looked out into their backyard. I started peeking through the blinds to see the setup. Nothing.
And it's 11 p.m. It's 11 p.m. Why would you film?
It was pitch black darkness. There was absolutely no sign of decorations or anything like that. Now naturally, I woke up my roommate to tell her what was going on. Yeah, screw that, she said to me, and we both walked back up to the door after the boyfriend started banging on the door.
No!
I looked through the peephole again.
God.
I couldn't really see anything, and I was really confused. That is, until I saw him pull his eyeball away from the peephole. I quickly turned around and then put my back right up against the door. My roommate came running back to the door from her room holding two
Coat hangers? Oh, whoops. I accidentally just muted it. Coat hangers? Really? What are coat hangers gonna do, G?
We both just clung onto the hangers and sat up against the door until he finally left. We were so freaked out, but we wanted to make sure that we weren't overreacting. We decided to go out our back door and hopped into her car so we could do a drive-by. They always had their front door open, and they also didn't have any blinds, so it was really easy to see in their house.
Shoot their ass.
Very slowly, we crept by in her car and peered into the living room. Sitting on the couch and all staring at the wall was there the couple and the older man. We sped off and we ended up staying at a friend's house that night. I never answered the door for either of them ever again. One day I came home from work and there was an older lady that was parked in their driveway. She walked up to me as I got out of my car and asked if I knew where the neighbors were. I told her that I hadn't seen them in quite a while, and she informed me that she was the owner of the house. She told me that they were months late on rent and it finally came to evict them. She entered the home to find it completely trashed, needles and
they pooped.
garbage all over the place, holes in the wall, and literally shit on the floor. I told her I was really sorry to hear that she had to deal with all that, but that I was happy they were finally gone. I'm really not 100% sure what was going on that night, but I'm really glad that I didn't follow him to the backyard. Who the hell knows what they actually had planned? I want to start off by saying that I've never told this story to anyone. I'm a 32-year-old female, and my name is Kara. It all started about 2 weeks ago when I moved into my new apartment. I was all moved in and everything because I live alone, so I didn't really have much stuff to unpack. Later that day, I grabbed my...
I just want to say I can't wait till I'm 18 and I can move in on my own. Well, okay, I'm sorry. I am 18. I can't wait. I am 18. I just can't wait to go live on my own.
purse and keys to go to work for the day. I was walking to my car when I saw someone start to approach me.
That looks like the Grudge.
It was a woman who looked to be at least 45 to 55 years old. It was very obvious that she was a smoker. She also looked really sleep-deprived, skinny and frail.
Yeah?
And she had very noticeable eye bags that seemed to get worse the more I looked at them.
Yeah?
"Hello, miss. You must be the new neighbor," said the old woman with an extremely damaged voice caused by years of smoking. "Yeah, I just moved here 3 days ago." I responded as polite as possible, then I noticed she had something in her hands that she hid behind her. She looked really excited to show me what it was. Then she noticed that I saw it, and that seemed to make her even more excited, and she had a huge smile on her face. It was horrible. Her teeth were uneven and rotting, she was missing teeth, and her gums looked like they had been bleeding earlier in the day. Her lips were also blistered and dry, and she scared the absolute crap out of me. "I want you to meet someone," she said to me. She then showed me what she was hiding behind her.
No.
Her name is Jambalaya. It was a very strange looking doll that kind of resembled a coconut. Thank you. Nice to meet her," I said. I just told her what she probably wanted to hear to avoid any drama. I also had to wrap things up soon before I was late for work. "Sorry, but I have to get to work. I'll see you later, ma'am," I said in an apologetic tone. "No need to be formal with me. You can call me Emma," she said right before I could get in my car. I nodded in response, got in my car, turned it on, and then pulled out of the parking lot. I looked in my rearview mirror for like a split second, and I saw that that woman was dead staring at me while rocking that really weird doll. I concluded that she was probably under the influence, judging by her attitude and the look of her. After work, I was driving home around 5:05, and I pulled into the parking lot. When I drove in, I saw Emma in the parking lot just sitting in the middle of the road playing with Jambalaya. What the hell is she doing? I mumbled to myself in complete shock as I drove past her. She saw me in my car and she gave me a sinister, rotten smile. I smiled back, just trying my best to keep my composure. I parked and stepped out of my car. "Please don't come over here. Please don't come over here," I repeated in my mind as I walked to the entrance. I avoided eye contact as best as I could, but I ended up looking at her because I heard her saying no.
Oh, okay. It started storming when I went to go get my glasses. Like, it pretty bad, and I thought I heard someone like throwing something upstairs, but no, it's just thunder. Cause I saw a flash out of the corner of my eye that way. But yeah, anyways.
and singing something. So I just kept walking, but I also kept looking at her. Jambalaya, 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 she sang in a low, creepy voice. She was singing it really slow and just kept repeating the doll's name. I walked a little faster, and right before I walked in, I looked back to see if she was still singing, but she wasn't. She was stood up holding that doll in one hand, and the other was on her heart. She was visibly upset for some reason. We were just standing there staring at each other for what felt like
I would
hours.
have ran.
Then I broke my trance and mouthed an apology, and then walked in my apartment, not looking back this time. As soon as I walked into my apartment, I locked my door. Emma really freaked me out, and I
That's not
didn't
good
want to
enough.
be around her anymore. I mean, she isn't hostile or anything, but she really gives me the creeps.
I bet.
I put down my stuff and walked to my room, turned on the lights, flopped on my bed, and then sighed.
I bet she's there.
I then got back up and I started cleaning up my mess. I walked to the window, slightly scared of what I might see. Nobody. I was really relieved. Part of me was expecting Emma to be looking at me from my window. I woke up at a really uncertain time and looked over to my bedside table to pick up my phone,
She's there.
then realizing that it was 4:30 in the morning. I tried to figure out why I woke up and turned the bedside light on because I was wide awake for some reason. It was kind of unnerving because I didn't understand what was happening. As I was laying there in my bed, I started hearing really weird tapping noises and then froze. Being the person that always listens to scary stories and has become a little paranoid, I started to freak out.
I would too.
I didn't really know if I should get up and go see what was happening
Yes.
or just stay in my bed and wait
Get
for
up.
it to pass.
Get
The
up.
tapping had stopped after about a minute, and I had just heard shuffles and something like a whisper. At this point, I was definitely freaking out, but I really didn't know what I should do. All of a sudden, everything went quiet for about 5 minutes. I was still too scared to get up when all of a sudden my front door slammed super loud. This freaked me out so badly that I got up from my bed super fast, looking in every room trying to figure out what the hell just happened. I didn't see anything, so I was starting to freak out even more now, thinking I was going crazy. The last place I checked was the bathroom, and I looked in the shower to see if somebody was
hell
hiding in
no.
there. To my surprise, there was something in there, but it wasn't a human, and right after I saw it, that was when I realized who had been in my apartment. It was the doll. I have no idea why she wanted to break into my apartment just to leave this stupid doll in my bathtub.
She wanted to kill
It
you.
makes absolutely no sense, and I still have no idea why she did it. After this event, I realized just how crazy this woman really was and how dangerous she could
You
be.
should have realized that you should have moved. Or stabbed her.
How was she able to break into my apartment, and how long was she in there, and what exactly was she doing other than leaving a doll in my bathtub? Later that morning, I looked around the whole apartment trying to figure out just how she broke in. After about 10 minutes of searching the apartment and checking every door and window, I noticed that my bathroom window was unlocked and even still opened ajar.
Oh,
This freaks me out so much, and I instantly become mad at myself for forgetting something as important as locking all your doors and windows. I knew right away this is how she managed to break in, and she must have just went out the front door because it was easier. I went to the apartment manager and staff and explained everything that had been going on, and how I would possibly be moving out soon due to this crazy-ass person I was living next to. Thankfully, they really understood my situation, and they said they would be talking to Emma about what had happened.
No.
They offered me next month's rent for free if I stayed. I decided to accept this offer since I had just recently moved in, and I didn't really have a lot of money on me at the time. Around a week later,
I would have lived under the bus stop. I would have lived on a bridge. I am not live. I could not live somewhere where people broke into my house while I was sleeping. No.
after nothing else had happened, I heard from the apartment staff that Emma was getting arrested and possibly getting sent to a psych ward. They explained to me that after the manager had tried to talk to her about what was going on, she had confessed to breaking into my apartment, to which she then became furious and denied the whole thing. She had a mental freak out and was taking it out on the manager just because he tried to talk to her about her actions. This led to her getting aggressive and being arrested. I have to say, I was pretty damn happy about the news of her being arrested because that meant that I didn't have to worry about her anymore, and it gave me a lot of hope for my new apartment. I threw that doll away and decided to move on with my life that year after experiencing all that hell.
Yeah.
I never want to go through something like that again.
I bet. Alright, so I'm going to leave story 3, story 4, and story 5 for part 2. So remember, 15 likes, and I'll make a part 2. Now, my story is going to come in another video. I think I'm going to leave my story on part 2 because this video is already 20 minutes long. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you guys did, don't forget to leave a love. Oh my god. If you guys enjoyed that video, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you guys don't miss any more videos or anything. My TikTok will be in the link down in the description below. I hope you guys have a good day. Peace.